Okay, so picture this. I'm 18, a college sophomore, when one day I break out in hives everywhere, and my entire body is swollen at every joint. Fingers, bottoms of feet, base of skull. The world's most painful Michelin man. Head to the doctor, test after test after test, no answers. I move on. Over the years, I face joint pain that moves around the body and stomach issues that come and go. More doctors, more tests, never answers. One even told me I may simply have Jamie Walsh disease. Wow. Thanks, doc. Then around 27, my heart starts skipping, racing, fluttering. I see multiple cardiologists, ECGs, EKGs, heart monitors worn for 30 days at a time, more labs, discussions about my anxiety. Finally, I'm given a dismissive diagnosis of PACs, premature atrial contractions. The upper chamber of my heart beats more often and out of sync with the bottom chamber. No explanation for why. It simply is. Not life-threatening. Go on about your life. I find I can mostly control it as long as I never have caffeine and watch my sugar intake. This works for about 7 or 8 years. Then it really starts to get serious. The first time I'm at a comedy show, waiting for it to begin. The crowd is loud. The room is dimly lit. I'm there with my husband and our friend. We've driven 2.5 hours to see the show. We're seated and have ordered drinks. A good time all around. The house lights go down. The show is about to start. Suddenly, the sound from the crowd recedes. A ringing rises up in my ears. My vision of the room shrinks. The crowd disappears. My heart races. I'm breathing heavily. I've lost my balance, and I'm wondering if I might fall out of this chair. I feel nauseous. I grab my husband's leg to let him know something is wrong. My friend asks if I'm okay, but I'm unable to turn my head or look at her. I can only look forward and focus on my breathing. It's the only thing keeping me conscious. I realize I'm sweating everywhere. After about 5 minutes, though it felt like years, decades, my heart rate slows, the ringing leaves, the sound of the crowd returns. I can breathe normally. I feel fine. Thirsty, but fine. Months pass. I foolishly let myself believe this is a one-off occurrence. Then it happens again. Then again. The last time I have to lay down on the floor at a concert venue. I swallow my own vomit so as not to make a mess. I'm fading in and out of consciousness, but I still don't want to cause trouble. I apologize to the event workers as I'm sliding down the walls to the ground. I want them to know that you are supposed to keep the walkways clear, but my legs will not allow me to move any further. I'm checked out by an EMT who appears to be about 16. He's a sweet kid who confirms my vitals have returned to normal, but also recommends I take the ambulance to the ER. But this is America. Who has the money for that? And with 15 years' experience being poked, prodded, and dismissed by the medical community, I know the odds of finding help there are lower than my blood pressure before a fainting spell. I visit my GP. I tell him after many years of symptoms, research, and self-diagnosis, I believe I have some form of dysautonomia, a dysregulation of the autonomic nervous system, which controls things like heart rate, blood pressure, digestion, histamine response, etc. I'm referred to an electrophysiologist. Finally, I think I'm nearing the end of this journey. Unable to reproduce the symptoms at their office, the electrophysiologist deems me to have an inner ear condition because my ears ring right before I lose all control of my body. He has dismissed every other symptom I've suffered through. He recommends an ENT, which I refuse to see. I call and scream and fight with his office for my full test results. I report him to the patient advocate. It all amounts to nothing. I continue living my life the best I can, hoping not to pass out in public places. I work full-time. I help my ill father with his medical care. I apply for dream jobs where I can follow my passion. I am rejected countless times. I dote on my 2 cats. I hang with friends who now also monitor whether or not I might need help walking. I cry to my husband, who loves and supports me and tells me it will be all right, despite all evidence to the contrary. I help launch the horror movie-themed Creature Popcast in a tiny home studio built by my husband. I plan to launch a second podcast, this one hosted by myself, exploring all the ideas, themes, stories, issues, people, and really anything I find interesting and want to know more about. My podcasts likely won't bring me fame or fortune, but they offer me purpose and the ability to control something in a world and life where so many things have been determined by forces outside of my control. We start trying to have a baby. I try my best to be healthy. No drinking, no edibles, fruits, vegetables, and exercise, prenatal vitamins, ovulation tracking, reading books, making plans, moving forward. It's difficult. I think likely owing to my advanced maternal age. Month after month, negative pregnancy tests. Then one Wednesday at work, I'm dizzy. No problem. Should go away within 20 minutes or so. It doesn't. All day dizzy. Difficulty walking, standing, lifting anything, bending down. The next day, I can't leave bed. The next day, the same, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. I try to brush my teeth, wash my face, and change my clothes. My heart is racing. My blood pressure has spiked. I'm breathing heavily. My husband takes me to the ER. Tests, labs, scans, large bill, discharged. Told to follow up with a cardiologist. Return home to my bed. I schedule an appointment with a specialist, but they can't see me for over a month. With no treatment or diagnosis, I begin FMLA and short-term disability paperwork. 2 weeks go by. I realize there may be no end to this. I may not be able to live the life I had planned. Pivoted, planned again, and now fully derailed. You might think I'm about to regale you with the tale of dealing with chronic illness and a broken medical system. But that's a story for another time. Hopefully a time when it has a more satisfying ending. Right now, I'd like to tell you about how I coped. How I am coping. I'm recording this in my bed. I've ordered one of those pillows that allows you to sit upright. I've got an adjustable laptop stand. I've researched, worked on building a website and social media platforms, and contemplated episode ideas. I plan to launch this podcast even as my body is failing. This illness has taken so much from me, but I won't let it take this. There will be those who tell me I should rest, focus on my health, that this probably isn't the right time for a new project. But I'm going to do it anyway. My name is Jamie Walsh. Welcome to the Unwise podcast.